Howdy, hello, hi. Welcome everybody, my name is Big Citrus, and today we are back with another one of these videos. Now, I don't necessarily know why these videos have done so well. I mean, I'm literally just telling you what your skin in a video game means about you as a person, and like what your social security number is, and what your blood type is. And people really seem to like that for some reason. So I decided that I would keep making these because the last video did pretty well, and I've gotten a lot of requests for skins that I have not covered yet, so I'm really not going to waste any more of your time. If you've seen the series, you know how it works. If you're crying that a skin is not in this video, it's because it's in another video. And you know what, today I'm not pulling any punches. You know, I tried to be a little nicer in the last video, no, but today I'm giving you the full roast beef pot pie. I'm not holding anything back. I'm just going to be absolutely honest. Got a lot of requests in the last video for Octane Skins, which, you know, I covered a few in the first video, but, you know, he doesn't really have too many great skins, does he? I kind of feel bad for Octane almost. So I'll go over a couple just right now. If you use Dasher, you can bet that you are probably the sweatiest player there is alive, and you're actually probably good. Like, you know how most Octane players are just 100% sweat, you know, 0% skill? This guy is the real deal. He is wall bouncing off of everything. He is literally counter-strafing you in the air off of his jump pad, and he only uses light ammo weapons. Like, that's pretty much gonna be it for this dude. I've never seen someone wearing a skin who wasn't legitimately a good player, and even if they were a lower rank, they were at least decent. Like I said in the other video, any of like the race car driver Octane skins, I've never seen an Octane player wear this who wasn't just like a little kid using these skins, because they're gonna want to pick an edgier skin if they're an older player, like one of the demon skins, or perhaps the new anniversary skin that I see everyone use. But honestly, all of them kind of fall into the same camp of 100% sweat, no skill. They'll do this really weird thing where they'll just stim in the middle of a fight and just run away, even though they were the ones who picked the fight. Like I said, all Octane players use light ammo weapons, and maybe they'll use a wingman if they're feeling a little frisky, but that's all really I have to say for those. Also, I guess Sonic Boom and the XLR8 skin in Sonic Boom, these are like the genuine like die-hard Octane mains. They've gone through like the anime training arc. These kids are the ones who literally have the heirloom and everything and are actually pretty good, but probably will never go pro. This is something I've kind of brought up in another one of these videos, but I don't really see a lot of people even play Bangalore nowadays just because there's better offensive options. But also, when I see people wearing, like, you know, skins for her when they're diehard Bangalore mains, I notice that they only wear like the same two skins, because if I'm being honest, Bangalore doesn't really have that many good skins. But I did notice that almost all of them are red. People just really like the color red on Bangalore, and it makes sense, like the skins that have red on them are like her better skins. But literally, any die-hard Bangalore main wears these skins, because honestly, look at these other skins. These other skins are fucking ugly. And don't worry, I'll get to the Genesis skins in a second. A lot of people have been asking me to cover the brand new Genesis event skins, and, you know, don't worry, I'll do that. But since they're so new, I found that's kind of hard to find a stereotype for them, so I have compiled them into this one nice, easy, and short list. Weeaboo, 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 Edgelord, both.
Ayo, who the fuck will wear these skins? They look like a Walmart Buzz Lightyear looking ass.
I haven't covered too many Lifeline skins, but Lifeline has a lot of good skins. If there's someone who's been the typical Lifeline main for like 55 seasons and literally will just tap res on every single person that they see, and usually carries a long range weapon with a specifically very close range weapon, they usually use something more like Hellraiser, Pirate Queen, I've noticed. But, you know, then you get into more of, like, you know, the edgy Lifeline main, who literally only plays Lifeline and no other character. They're gonna use something like Ghost Stalker or, you know, Judge Jury. Like, they just go crazy with, like, the masked Lifeline skins. And anything else is probably just a recolor of a legendary or just the default Lifeline skin. People for some reason go really crazy over her stock design. Honestly, I noticed the more simple and basic the skin, the better the player. Like, the more they're able just to 1v3 wall resing with just a Peacekeeper, it is the scariest shit I've ever seen. I figured I would just do a quick one for pretty much all of the Twitch Prime skins. This is like the definition of the casual Apex player who really wants to get into the game more. Like, you know, some of the Twitch Prime skins are good, but like you would never really use them over like a nice skin if you had it, right? Like, this is the person who is really into the game, you know, sees, oh, I can get a free skin, that's dope, and they literally have all of the Twitch Prime skins that they've ever been able to get, and they wear all of them because they haven't gotten anything better. This is the person who for some reason can't get into Apex because, I don't know, they got a job or school or something, and they're good at the game, and they have those games once in a while where they could tell, oh, I could be really good at this game, and I could get a high rank, but it never necessarily happens for them, and with the constant constraints of life, who knows that it ever will. Small world, puppy dog, and only so many people can crawl to the top of the food bowl. That didn't make any sense, but you get the metaphor. I actually was surprised at the amount of people who were asking me to cover more Wattson skins in the last video, because honestly, Wattson mains are a rare breed and you don't really see them too often. So I figured I will just say this one thing that kind of sum up all of them. If you want to see more about what I have to say about each kind of main, you know, you can just go look in my other videos and everything to see how I feel about that. But let me just say this. The cuter the Wattson skin, the more likely they are to be a bad player. Like, the most terrifying Wattson players I see are generally the ones who will just pick a kind of a goofy skin, you know, something like Chaos Conductor, you know, just something like that, for example, or the Warrior Empress. They like those things, right? But if they're using something like, I don't know, like Winged Menace or Kawaii Voltage, there is a very high chance that this person is playing Wattson for one reason only. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So as some of you may know, in the last video, I got a lot of shit from people in the comments because, you know, I made the clickbaity thumbnail title logo. Also, yes, I clickbait. How else would I get views and survive on this hellish platform? Come on, guys. You would know when I made that video that pretty much, right, that a lot of people got upset because I didn't talk about Airship Assasin, which is actually the most rare Wraith skin. This is the most rare Wraith skin. Okay, well, let me tell you what you have to say about these players exactly. Okay, these are the Wraith players who take so much pride in being a Wraith main and knowing what the rarest skin is, and knowing all of the tech and watching videos from people who are quote-unquote Wraith main pros, but not actually being able to do any of them and pull them off in a match because they're not actually that good. These are the people who will take every single video game insanely seriously, but never actually go far with it, and they'll just kind of spend their whole life being so competitive and for no reason. I kind of messed up the ending of the last part of the last video, so let me go back and kind of fix that. Talk about Bloodhound and Crypto really quick at the end here. So, I kind of didn't get this point across, but if you use Crypto, like, it's kind of a similar situation to Wattson, where the sexier and hotter the skin makes him look, the worse the player is. Like, I noticed, like, a diehard Crypto main, they got a mask on, bro. They got one of those kind of freaky looking skins, but, you know, they'll use something like Deadly Bite or Hack Frost or Devil's Advocate, you know, if they're really just an absolute simp lord, and, you know, that's fine, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. I understand, don't worry. But I noticed that it just becomes like a battle of like the edgelords versus the simps, and there are a lot of, you know, lonely people who play Apex Legends. Hey, look, I'm not mocking anyone, but you know, it just gets to a point where it's like, you know, how bad do you want to fuck this virtual boy, you know? All right, anyways, and I suppose this could kind of go for like all skins that are like incredibly related to the lore of the game. But as Bloodhound users, you know, it's a steep curve. Like, the more they have like a weird like Nordic hunting looking skin, the more they're just a diehard Bloodhound main who's played them ever since and literally quotes their voice lines 100% of the times. Doesn't matter if they're in game or not, but they'll just do it. Like, the more the skin is tied to the lore, the more they're willing to quote the voice lines and literally just use any weapon that they find, not really care, and just kind of go with the flow. But the edgier the skin, the more sweaty the Bloodhound player is, and honestly, the more they're similar to someone like an Octane main, but they're just not as upfront about it. You know, if you're using something like Hunter's Moon, for example, or just like Protector of the Patch, the more likely they're just to be like that, you know? But, you know, if they're using something like Young Blood or, you know, Royal Huntmaster, they're probably someone who has 4,000 million hours on Bloodhound, plays colorblind mode to help them see things better, and is just a sniper god. And I feel like that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. Now, I know I haven't talked about every single skin that people may have wanted me to talk about, but I mean, I made 3 of these videos. You know, some of them are better than others, but how about y'all just go watch it? Go tell me what you think about it. How about you just do that, you know? There's only so many skins in this game, so I don't know how long I'd actually be able to make this for, but if you actually want more Apex Legends content, I have what your favorite Apex weapons is about you, what your Apex mains is about you, and a bunch of other things like that, and just talking about the game in general. You can go check those out just on my channel. I'm sure you're capable of finding them. And anyways, have a damn good one.